You must die. I alone am best.
Hello, everybody. Jim here, coming to you once again from my palatial Tokyo apartment. Relaxing, enjoying the summer break a little bit, and enjoying some hot, delicious coffee in my ultra snazzy Guilty Gear coffee mug. So, fantastic, let's rock. Anyway, purpose of today's video, a shoutouts video, which I have been wanting to do this for months, but just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and do it. And so here I am. I think the last time I did a shoutouts video was, I don't know, it might have been like last year. But I've been wanting to do one for a while because I have been watching just a ton of YouTube. Some people I know personally have started up on YouTube and they're doing really great work. So I thought, yeah, let's sip some coffee and talk about some YouTube channels, gaming channels for the most part, that I think you might want to check out, especially if you like my content, or gaming content in general, or in one instance, Japan content. You're going to want to check these channels out. So sip your coffee if you got it, and let's talk about some YouTube channels. First up, a guy that I know very well, and some of you have probably actually seen him on my channel before. My good friend Dennis, he now has his own YouTube channel called Densetsu, and he's been doing a lot of focusing on his passion, which is Mega Man. So he has a series called Metal Heroes, where he does in-depth sort of overviews of all the different Robot Masters from the Mega Man series, and he's been doing a really great job with those. I did not know that Dennis was such a fine editor. I had seen his work on a short film he did, which was shot well and edited well, but I didn't know that he could do so much with graphics and things like that. So his Metal Heroes series, fantastic, very well edited and written, and some of Dennis's trademark dry humor in there. And also he's taken to doing game reviews now, and he's doing a good job on those as well, reviewing some cool games like Strider 2 on the, I believe, the PlayStation and in the arcade. It's a great game, fantastic action title by Capcom. Ghost in the Shell, some other cool stuff like that, and even doing some out and about vids. So if you're interested to see maybe like Super Nintendo World at the Universal Studios in Osaka, or a huge Capcom store he went to, which was much bigger than the one we have here in Tokyo. He's putting videos out on stuff like that too. So if you're in, you like my videos, exploration of Japan, that kind of thing, focusing on retro gaming and Japanese games, stuff like that, you're gonna like Dennis's channel, because he's producing some pretty damn good stuff, if I do say so myself. You can call it it's not nepotism, because that's when they're your kids. Although, Dennis, I view him in many ways like a son. So you can call it nepotism if you want to, but yeah, Densetsu, go and check out my buddy Dennis. And if you like what you see, give him a subscription. I'm pretty sure you will. Next up, another guy that I know personally, who has recently started up a YouTube channel. That's my friend Go, and he has a channel called Deathmatch in Hell. This is because Go is the owner and operator of the bar Deathmatch in Hell, which is one of my favorite bars here in Tokyo, and that's actually how I met Go to begin with. As you know, you're probably all aware, COVID has had a huge impact on nightlife and bars, restaurants, that kind of thing. So Go has had like a lot of free time on his hands, so he started up a YouTube channel, and he's making like lots of cool little quirky videos. Go is a huge enthusiast for B-movies and horror films, as one might imagine. So he does a lot of like VHS collecting and collecting various memorabilia related to B-movies and things like that. So a lot of the stuff you're going to see on his channel is going to be him going to places like Nakano Broadway, going to these like little shops that cater to those very like niche collectors. So he's picking up, VHS and all kinds of various things, but he's going places, he's doing a little exploration, taking the camera out, giving you a little look about stuff in Tokyo that he finds of interest, that you might find of interest too. And he himself is kind of like the selling point. That's why most people, they like to go to his bar. Not just because it's an awesome bar with heavy metal and horror movie stuff all over the place, but also because this Go himself is an extremely likable person. Very nice guy. And people who don't know that his name is Go refer to him as Wayne, just because he's always got on that Wayne's World cap. It's just, I guess it's like his most treasured possession. But Go, great guy. And I've been enjoying his videos. Go is sort of a quirky dude, has a fun, lighthearted sense of humor, and he's just all around lovable, and he's making some pretty cool content. So for you Japan content lovers out there, Deathmatch in Hell, go check it out, give a subscription if you like what you see. Next up, an interesting channel by a fellow I was lucky enough to meet I think a couple of years ago, the last time he came to visit Tokyo. This is a channel called Retro Zez, and it is the channel of a gentleman named Louis Zezeran, which I don't think I've ever actually said his last name. I hope I said it right. Louis is an interesting guy, an Australian gentleman who immigrated to Estonia and sort of established stand-up comedy along with some other people as an art form in Estonia, because apparently they didn't have stand-up comedy before that, and now he owns a company where he represents comedians. But when he's not doing all that stuff, he's a huge retro game enthusiast, which is how I came to meet him in the first place. He has a comedy podcast, but when he came to Japan last time for a visit, he wanted to talk to me for his podcast instead. So he's a huge game collector and retro gamer. Some of the stuff you'll see on his channel is kind of like Lewis. It's interesting, and you're wondering, like, where the hell did this come from? He has, for instance, videos on a Mega Drive that was created specifically for the Soviet Union, which I had no idea that was a thing. Or you might see him going and doing some retro game hunting at a flea market in Istanbul, or talking about various RGB related things, upscaling and stuff. I know that he and Retro RGB, Bob, they have done some work together too. I'm pretty sure he's done his podcast and things like that. But Louis, funny guy, entertaining guy, and he's making some kind of odd retro gaming content. I think a big part of it is because the channel is really just like for fun for him. It's his hobby, so just whatever kind of quirky stuff pops into his mind, that's what's going on that channel, and it makes for some interesting viewing. And Louis himself is, by virtue of being a comedian, a pretty entertaining guy. So if you're interested, go and check out Retro Zez and give a subscription if you like what you see. I'm sure you will. Louis, he's a pretty magnetic personality, that guy. Next up, a channel I've been watching for a little while now. This one is called Wiggles Arcade. And what I like about this channel is it's very simplified arcade games and pinball and top tens, things like that. Kind of take out all of like the fluff. Like, he's got some jokes in there, he's a funny fella, but for the most part his videos really focus in on just like games. It's like 100% games. It's arcade, it's pinball, which I like a lot because not a whole lot of channels cover a lot of pinball, and I myself, I like pinball a lot. I just do not get a whole lot of opportunities to play pinball. Most of the arcades I frequent don't have pinball, so like unless I'm going to Mikado or somewhere like that, very rarely do I get a chance to play any pinball games. So I like his pinball videos. I like his top 10 shoot 'em up videos and things like that. So he's a big shoot 'em up enthusiast, as am I. He's a pinball enthusiast, which I appreciate a lot. And by, you can guess from the name of the channel, a big arcade enthusiast, which I am as well. I'm hoping as much as possible that the arcades here stay open as long as possible, because I do love frequenting the arcades. So Wiggles Arcade, if you want to watch a channel where you're going to see like some top 10 videos or top 5 or things focusing in on like Sega pinball machines, Data East pinball machines, shoot 'em ups for the the Xbox 360 and other various consoles, just straight up 100% gaming content, Wiggles Arcade is a channel you're definitely going to want to check out. So go have a look and give a subscription if you like what you see, and if you're anything like me, I'm willing to bet you will enjoy this channel very much. And last but not least is a channel that at this point does not need a shout out from me. He's doing very well on his own. But like I said, I wanted to make this video like months and months ago. But since then, since I initially wanted to make it, his channel has like doubled in size or more. So he doesn't really need a shout out, but I was planning to do it, so what the hell, I'm going to do it now. But this channel is called Shmoop Junkie. Shmoop Junkie is, I mean, again, one of those channels that's just growing rapidly because he's very consistent with his uploads and he's keeping the quality quite high, and he's focusing very specifically on a certain niche, which, as the name of the channel implies, is shoot 'em ups. So I'm a big shoot 'em up fan. That's how I originally discovered this channel, however long ago, maybe like about a year ago. And immediately I could see that there's a lot of enthusiasm behind the channel, and the focus on shoot 'em ups is great. So like hardest shooters is like a series of videos he has where he'll focus on like the hardest shooters for the PC Engine, or the Dreamcast, or the Xbox 360, and you know, top best shooter list, arcade exclusive games. Worst shoot 'em ups was a video he did where he did kind of a little bit of an AVGN kind of thing. That's one thing about this channel. I'm typically not a huge fan of gaming channels that lean heavy into skits. Again, unless it is like AVGN or something like that, it's typically not something I enjoy so much. He usually does a pretty good job with his skit work. He's a funny dude. He obviously puts a lot of thought into like writing and plotting them out, and it's a nice balance on his channel. Some videos are straight up 100% gaming, kind of cuts out all the you know, the wacky shtick and just talks about the games. And then in other ones, those are meant to be a little more playful, a little more lighthearted and fun. And so he goes a little heavier on the skit work, but either way, his videos are fantastic, very well made, consistently uploading. Again, like I said, he doesn't need a shout out from me. His channel is growing very fast. His videos are getting really great views, and probably, I don't know, this time next year, his channel will be much bigger than mine, probably. So he's doing very well. That's because his videos are good, and he uploads quite a lot of them. So if you like shoot 'em ups in particular, retro gaming channels, and you like videos that are you know, really well edited, written, and just sort of a lot of work and time and planning and everything goes into them, Shmoop Junkie is a channel you're gonna want to watch because he's making some really great stuff. Excellent, relatively new YouTube channel. And there you go. Those are 5 channels that I think are well worth checking out if you enjoy my content, gaming content in general, Japan content. Go and check these channels out. Give them a subscription if you like what you see, and let them know Jim sent you, because these are all channels I would love to see grow. I think they're doing really good stuff. You can find links to all of these channels down in the description, and I'll put them in a pinned comment as well. So if you are so inclined, go have a look and watch a couple of the videos. I'm sure you'll be happy with what you see, and then give them a sub, and hopefully maybe you'll find a new favorite YouTube channel. And also, down in the comments, since this is a YouTube channel, let's keep, you know, in the spirit of the shout out video. Down in the comments, link me or suggest any of your favorite YouTube channels that I might not be aware of. Pretty much anything gaming, Japan-related stuff, movie channels, things like that. I'm always on the lookout for new channels to watch, and especially if they're smaller channels, watch them and maybe potentially help them grow. You know, shout-out videos. You don't see too many of them around on YouTube these days, but you know, it's something I'd like to see come back. Honestly, I wish I had like 1 million subscribers. I would just shout out smaller channels all day long and help them grow. Because once you got 1 million subs, you made it, right? That's all that, you know. The money just makes itself at that point. Yeah, suggestions in the comments always welcome. And again, thanks for watching, everybody. Go check these gentlemen out. And until next time, take care, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.